Hi YouTube. Okay, so I've got something that was a bit, which is a bit depressing, and it's sort of about money and Chinese soap opera. So my husband's watching this Chinese soap opera at the moment, and I was studying for my translation, so he was watching TV, and I thought, you know, I can have that in the background. That's like kind of studying, watching a soap opera and like getting a bit of language immersion that way. Anyway, so yeah, but the storyline of this soap opera is so depressing, like a lot of soap operas around the world. But this is sort of a theme that I see a lot in China. And so I think it was originally started out being set in the late 90s, and it's a couple that's recently married, and they are renting in a very small apartment with a shared kitchen, and they are trying to save money for to buy a house. And then they have a baby, and they don't want to have their baby in the city, and they're working all the time. So they leave their baby out in the village where the mother is from. And the mother is so sad to be away from her baby, and they're saving, so they can't really afford phone conversations because this is back in the 90s. And so she calls up and tries to talk to her baby, and her husband's there going, look at the time, you're spending too much money on the phone. And she's so sad. And I just said to Charmaine, I was like, why don't they move back to the village and, you know, be with their baby and have a happy life? Because family love is so much nicer than like separating and striving for some sort of financial stability, which may never come. Anyway, she's got this younger sister who wants to help them, and so she starts going out with this rich guy who's married, and he gives her money, and the money stuff in this is so bad. Dodgy dealings with like rich men using their money to buy sex with young women. My little bit today on Chinese soap opera, how depressing it is, and this whole thing about like getting money, having material wealth. Yeah, I think, you know, I think, you know, like live simply. Don't, you know, save and hope and like work towards a better future, but at what price, people? It really makes me sad that there's this constant striving in China to like have more money, but it comes at the cost of separating from your child. I don't really get it. It doesn't really match up with me, and I don't want to judge these people for doing it. And I know this is a soap opera, but this kind of constant grasping for something in the future that may never come at the cost of what's happening, your family life now, because your child's life will be gone and you cannot redo that. So yeah, that's a theme that I see a lot in China, and yeah, I think they've got a bit of healing to do over this whole money stuff. So what do you think? I know the kid is being loved by its grandparents, and that's fine, but this mother wants to be with her baby. The mother is experiencing trauma, and yeah, it's tricky. Xiaomeng actually said that, and I'm not sure if this, sorry about the wobbly camera. Some of these soap operas are kind of funded by the government, and he reckons it's a bit of propaganda to make people realize that, you know, money isn't going to make you happy and like be nice to your family. So maybe there's something in that. Maybe it is propaganda. Right. So that's my little bit on Chinese soap opera. Okay, there we go. Subscribe to my channel. See you later. This is not something that I normally like talk about, but it's on my mind. It's sort of heavy on my mind.